Then, I'm the District 116 Admin Manager, and on behalf of District 116 Executive Committee, it is my pleasure and honor to welcome you all to this another exciting, very exciting and informative district online event on PR Educational Series 2 on creating flyers which are TI brand compliant. Learning is part of Toastmasters life and it should never stop. In Mahatma Gandhi's words, live as if in Mahatma Gandhi's words, live as if you were to die tomorrow, learn as if you were to live forever. So let us all be ready to learn something new today and to brush up the IT skills which we already may have an idea about. So a few ground rules before we start the event. Let me read out the district mission. We build new clubs and support all clubs in achieving excellence. Please keep your audios on mute all the time for smooth conduct of this online event. And you may have your videos switched on during the session. Now, it's the time to invite someone very special, very simple yet very dynamic, who is feeling fresh and rejuvenated after returning from his recent US trip, where he attended the Toastmasters International Conference and represented our district, the highest ranking officer of District 116, a good friend who is ever ready to help every single Toastmaster of our district. Please welcome your District 116 Director, DTM Rajesh VC, to officially open this event and give his welcome address.
Thank you so much, Distinguished Toastmaster and District Admin Manager Girish Jain, for that nice introduction. District PR Manager, Distinguished Toastmaster Nuruddin, Division Directors, Area Directors, trainers for today, and fellow Toastmasters, good morning. With all your permission, let me declare training session number 2 of PR and district event number 7 open. It's always said that picture speaks 1,000 words. And one more statement is there, one look is worth 1,000 words. When we speak about PR, and today the world is on PR, anything and everything which happens across the globe is all about PR activities. When it comes to in front of us, it's all about flyers and videos. And Toastmasters plays a vital role in creating these flyers and videos. People ask me sometimes why people spend a lot of time in making such type of videos and flyers. And people even ask me, Rajesh, why people have been doing all those things? What is the reason? The one answer for which is that is it could be passion for Toastmasters. Nobody is putting pressure on anybody sitting here to make flyers or videos for Toastmasters. But people sitting in this room are passionate enough to create their own flyers, videos for Toastmasters. When I'm back from Toastmaster International Convention, I did not see a background even for the highest event of World Champion of Public Speaking at Toastmasters. It was a plain background without any logo or nothing. Whereas in District 116, we make big backdrop where we display everything on Toastmasters with respect to branding admins. How does this PR related activities gives us so much importance? What is the hype we get out of doing it? Am I audible or freezed?
Yes, sir.
Hello?
Yes, you are.
Yeah, okay. Thank you. What is the importance we get out of learning all those things? It's not about Toastmasters. I always tell one thing in Toastmasters is, whatever we do in Toastmasters is not for Toastmasters. Implementing all those things in our personal and professional life makes things better. Toastmasters is a platform for us to learn. Today, when we learn about creating flyers, what is the best opportunity we can avail is, forget about what you do for Toastmasters. Think about one thing. You make a flyer for yourself, putting your photo and putting one quote every day and publishing it over social media and Facebook will give you a lot of marketing advantage, will give you a professional advantage, give you a personal advantage, rather than more than a Toastmasters. Hence, these trainings and workshops will add a lot of value in our personal and professional life. I always suggest to attend this trainings. This is something which everyone can relate to and learn from each other. Peer learning is something great, and globally today, peer learning has a lot of values. When we two come together in one screen and share ideas, that's something which 1,000 words cannot tell you. One photo can give you a larger impact. Let's learn this. Thank you so much to trainers who have been doing this, Bindu and Ranjit. Thank you so much. With this, to take over the session, let me introduce a man who is so simple and humble. He is an area director this term, but before that itself, he is a leader by action. He's been very active in Toastmaster for the many years, but every time he is available for help. There's none other than Toastmaster Babu MK.
Thank you very much, District Director, Distinguished Toastmaster Rajesh VC, for that wonderful introduction. You made my day. District Admin Manager, Distinguished Toastmaster Girish Jain, District PR Manager, Distinguished Toastmaster Noruddin, today's trainers, present and past district, division, area, and club leaders. Good morning. First of all, let me congratulate each and every one of you on joining this session. Hearty welcome to Peekaboo PR Educational Series Part 2. This is Babu. It is my pleasure, privilege, and honor that I am facing all of you as today's Master of Ceremony. Our expert trainers are specialists and pros on today's subject. They are passionate to impart their knowledge and wisdom. The million-dollar question is, are we ready to grab as much as we can? Yes. Can I have a yes from all of you? Great.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. There is a saying, tell me and I may forget. Teach me and I may remember. Involve me and I learn not to forget ever. The question is, to what extent we can involve ourselves in such trainings? In my opinion, it would be ideal if more attendees can open your videos. All of us can involve in a better manner and get maximum benefit from today's training session. Thank you. During the training, if you have any question, please do share them in the chat box. Our trainers will be happy to answer them during the question and answer session as shown in the agenda. Now let us move on to the first training session by Toastmaster Ranjit Sukumaran. He is a computer engineer by profession. He works as a senior systems engineer for Qatar Energy. He started his Toastmasters journey in 2017. He has taken up leadership roles of VPPR, VPE of EF Toastmasters and PR manager of Division H. With a big round of applause, let us invite Toastmaster Ranjit Sukumaran for this session. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Babu, for the introduction. Most of you must have attended the Peekaboo Series 1, in which our district PRM introduced the branding guidelines and the brand value of Toastmasters. So as a refresher, I will be going through the branding guidelines once. Then I will be just introducing the features and the tools and techniques in PowerPoint. Then we will go on to making a flyer. And at the end of the, as mentioned in the agenda, we will be having a Q&A session also. So let me start with sharing a small presentation. Please let me know if it's visible. Is it visible?
Yes, yes, it's visible.
No, not visible.
Okay, one
It's visible.
visible, right?
Yes.
This is just a refresher, so I'm not going through the details. The first thing is, first visual element we use is logo. Logo can be downloaded from the Toastmasters resources. And most of the cases, what I have seen in flyers is the clear space around the Toastmasters logo is not maintained. So this is one of the main thing we will have to remember. And also we are not supposed to skew the logos. The aspect ratio has to be maintained. And next one is again for the watermark, same spacing, a clear space has to be there around the watermark, and no element should not be touching or should not be in this spacing. You all must be very much aware that we have 3 primary colors and 1 accent colors. If you look at the color codes, you can see that there is hex, then CMYK and RGB. Most of the cases, the hex, which is the HTML coding, will be mostly used. The advantage is you can just paste it as a string rather than typing 3 values. In case of CMYK, 4 values are there, and RGB 3 values. Recently, from the last year's update, Toastmasters International introduced gradients. Gradients are very useful for making the flyers attractive. Earlier, it used to be a single color. This was not that attractive. If you notice, for the loyal blue, the blue color, the main color, the darkest color is loyal blue, and the lightest color is blissful blue. The loyal blue is in fact the primary color. But in case of maroon, please note that deep maroon is not a primary color. So usually we may mistake the deep blue as the primary color. And for in case of the gray gradient, cool gray is a primary color and fair gray is the lighter color. Fonts, Gotham and Myriad Pro are the fonts, and these there are free alternative Montserrat, which is downloadable from Google Fonts, and there is Source and Pro also. Images and photography, you are free to use any images which falls under the guidelines of Toastmasters, which are not what do you say, branded by any of these any of the photo providers like Shutterstock or anything. And there is a wide variety of photos available in Toastmasters repository under litho.us website. With this, we may move on to the features of PowerPoint. When you open a PowerPoint, it opens, you must be knowing, a blank one. And our main area will be the insert tools, in which we have options for inserting images from from your computer or from online. For example, you may insert a picture like this. You may insert a shape like this. You have to draw the shape to the size of the size, whichever size you want. Then text may be entered like entering a text box and typing or pasting the matter you want. All these can be formatted when you select. Option is there for formatting the shape. You may change the fill colors. You may change the border settings. And also you can have shape effects. If you want a shadow, you can have the shadow also. For resizing any object, you can select and drag and resize it to the required size. And if you drag it from the corners, it will maintain the aspect ratio. Aspect ratio is the ratio of height and width. If you drag it from the sides, it will lose the aspect ratio and the picture will be distorted. This can be seen in many cases when we see flyers that the resizing is not up to the not with the aspect ratio. So always be careful and resize based on the aspect ratio. And when another feature is that when you insert a picture, when you have multiple pictures, sometimes you want to bring one picture to the front. So for that, you have the option of bringing to the front, bringing to the back, and also backward. If you have more than 2 pictures, let's say 3 pictures, then you can order based on with the backward and forward rather than putting back and front. Back and front will be moving into either to the front or to the back side, which sometimes may cause problem while arranging. One more thing when you have some multiple elements entered into your flyer and you want to move them around together. For example, I have a shape like this, and I have one more shape which I added like this, and I merged them together. I can group them together. And it appears as if a single element. And in case you want to break it also, you can go and ungroup it and move the individual elements around. You might be getting different sizes of pictures, which may have the backgrounds or additional elements in the photo, which you don't want to include in your flyer. Then we have the option of cropping. Insert an image. Either click on the image, right click on the image, you will get an option for cropping, or you can go to the toolbar and crop. When you select this crop, you have options for cropping to a shape, cropping to an aspect ratio. Again, as I said before, the aspect ratio is very important. Your speakers may look either very thinner or very fatty if you don't maintain the aspect ratio. For example, let's insert a picture. This is your speaker for today. And if you notice, the picture is a bit wider than its height. So if you, let's say, put a round frame around it, and your intention was to have a perfect round, you might have to do this, in which the photo became distorted and the person became thinner than he really is. So the option is to select crop and with aspect ratio of 1:1. So you will be getting a perfect square and you can move the picture around. Once this is done, this will be a perfect round frame. As I said, the gradient is one of the new options, new feature introduced in the recent past. So if you would like to use gradients in your flyers, you may insert a shape, then click on format shape. You'll be getting a lot of options here. If you go to the fill, by default, this will be a solid fill, whereas you have the options of selecting gradient fill. When you select the gradient fill, you will see this type of arrows here. This is called stops. If there are multiple stops, the gradient will not be exact format as what Toastmasters suggest, because in Toastmasters brand manual, they are saying about 2 colors for a gradient. Each of the stop represent 1 color. So you can select the stops other than the first and last and click on delete. Now we will have to select 2 colors for the first and last stop from the gradient colors mentioned in the branding manual. For that, you will have to go to the branding manual, then go to the visual elements part and go to the gradient area. First, select the color which you want and go to the first color. Click on that and select the color bucket. Then to select the exact color, click on more and click on custom and enter the hex value. Go to the second color, select the second color from the branding manual. Click on the second color and more colors and enter the color. Now you have a gradient, and the gradient type can be linear, radial, and rectangular, but we will be mainly using linear and radial. And the direction of the gradients can be selected here. It can be top to bottom, or corner to corner, or bottom to top. You might be thinking that it's very difficult going to the branding manual each time, selecting these numbers and pasting it. For that, there is an option. You can do it only once and save that file, and it will be very useful. I'll show you how this is done. If you press Ctrl and roll your mouse wheel, the zooming will be reduced. Zooming can be adjusted, or it can be done from here also. Then insert a shape. It will be showing the format shape on the right hand side, or you can select the option of format shape. Go to the color, more colors. Again, select the colors, paste it here. Then this will be the color. For example, I inserted a new shape, and I want the royal blue to be the color. Sorry, royal blue to be the color. So I select eyedropper. I could select this color. So what I have done for my flyers is that I have a file like this, in which I have selected all the primary colors and the accent colors, then the two colors for the gradients. So whenever I start with a new flyer, I open this and I select this and I paste it in my working flyer. So whenever I have, let's say, a gradient to be applied, I would go here. I will select the eyedropper, select one color, select the second color, go to the eyedropper and select the second color. So now I have a gradient without much effort because of the preset colors here. Also, you may keep the file with all these elements which may be required very frequently. At times, you will be getting pictures with backgrounds, and you need to remove those backgrounds. PowerPoint has its own option to remove the background. Let's say we insert a picture. And remove background. You have to select what is the area to be kept and what is the area to be removed. And once that is done, keep changes. You will have the image without background. This will be very useful when you have to place it on certain colors or certain patterns or backgrounds. But again, this will be very useful when you have a single background. For example, this image had single background. Whereas if you receive a picture from a landscape or somebody is in front of a building or something, it will be very difficult to remove. In that case, there is a website with the address remove.bg, on which you can upload any image and it will automatically remove the background. This is much precise than the built-in feature of PowerPoint. So it's better to use this one. It's very easy to do rather than selecting all these nitty-gritty details of the image. You can download and use it in. Another useful feature which sometimes I use is editing the points of a shape. By default, we have a lot of shapes to be inserted, but at times you may feel like making some change to the default shape, which can be an interesting element for the picture. So you may select this and select any of the points to select the change the shape. Another useful option is when you have a shape, a picture, and you want to cut it into a different shape. For example, let's put a background on this, a frame on this, and you want to add this, cut it based on this one. I may not be explaining it well, but I will show you now. You can select both the images and go to shape format and merge and subtract. So you have, for example, I will keep a copy of this and let's select this and shape format, subtract. Then you may keep this next to the image with some kind of text. With this, I have almost completed all the features which are very useful, I found to be useful for making any flyers. Now let's go to a new slide and we will start with the flyer making. And this is one design Bindu and I came up with, which we'll be making today in both PowerPoint and Canva. For that, I'm opening a PowerPoint. Opened a blank presentation. The size will be standard screen type of size, but in our case, mostly we will require is it either as a portrait, because most of our members are using mobile to watch, see the flyers. So once you go to design, you can select the size and custom size. Let's choose a square image. So I'll be putting 7.5 inches and select maximize. That option doesn't matter when you are starting with a blank flyer. So in our image, the background is white, so we don't have to add anything. The first visual element I will be adding is the bottom blue gradient and the accent yellow. For that, I went to shapes and I'm choosing a triangle. Shape format, I have the option to flip horizontally. Then I have the option to edit points of, sorry. In our picture, it's a trapezium kind of one, not a triangle. I inserted the shape, edit points, and I fitted into this. Now we have to add a gradient. As I said earlier, it would be much easier to bring the color palette onto the side of the image. So for me to select the gradient, first I have to select edit shape and go to the fill and gradient fill. Since we already had a gradient set, it's showing that gradient. Whereas I can select here and change the color and select the first color and select the second color. One thing I would like to point out is that we are seeing this kind of gradients in some of the flyers, which is not brand compliant. Only those first and second color of the same gradient should be used. Now I have to add this triangle area. So I insert shapes and a triangle. I can go to the format shape, rotate, now this element is in front of our gradient blue. So I can choose send to back. And please note that even if there is any element placed outside of the canvas, it will not be appearing in the exported image. Now I select the image and I take eyedropper and blue. Please note that there is a border which is black or a darker color. You can select this and shape outline and select no outline. Whenever you are choosing a shape, it's always better to select shape outline as no outline, because whenever you are changing the color, you will have to otherwise click twice to change the color. And now I will be placing this element and this element. So go to insert, shapes, and this is the shape. It appears to be very big, very thick. If you notice, there are yellow points and white points. Yellow points are aligned to the thickness of the shape. So you may just reduce the shape. And now go to the shape outline, no outline, and select the color. And also recent colors will be shown, but be careful that sometimes it may be from your previous presentation, which is not a brand compliant presentation for Toastmasters. So I selected that. I need a similar shape on the bottom. So what I can do is Control C, Control V. And I can either rotate or flip. All those can be done going to the shape format. I will be going to rotate 90° and rotate, flip horizontally. And I can adjust the size also. Now I need to change the color to the maroon. I went here, selected the color. Now the next element I am placing is the Toastmasters logo. Be extra careful while resizing. Always use the corner resizing. And it's placed. Next element I am going to add is this banner type of element. Go to the insert, shapes, and this is the element. But the shape is not oriented properly. You can turn it around. Again, remove the outline. Change the color to maroon. Copy and paste. Change the color to happy yellow. Then rearrange the object. Once you make like this, if you don't group them together, whenever you have to move around or adjust, make any adjustment, they may be moving separately. So by selecting these two elements together, you can group them so that it will appear as if a single element and you can place it in. Now we'll be entering the date of the event. Go to insert, text box, click there. If you notice, the text will be coming in this way. This is because we have rotated the image. So the other option is click on text box, type it somewhere else, then place it on that element. 26th June 2022. And you can align center, then change the color. The text color is selected as yellow, and the font. In order to select a font, if you have a long list of font, it's very tedious to scroll through the names. So what you can do is you can type the start of the name and it will select the name. And I selected bold. Again, these two were grouped together, and I would like to group this also together. So I can again group it. So it's possible to group an element with an existing group. So when I move around, this goes together. Then let's go to the text to be entered. First is district. And do you wish to learn to make Toastmasters brand compliant flyer? Then Peekaboo and this. So go to text box, district 116, center it. Then you may choose this option if the text has to be, either you can type it as all upper case, or you can choose uppercase from here. Then Montserrat, bold, these lines, red dotted lines will show what is the alignment of what is it aligning with. So you can see that it's aligning with the center of the Toastmasters logo. And now we'll change the color to the, if you notice, this is not exactly the color. So this is one of the colors from the gradient. So you can choose eyedropper and select. And I have the other material taken in one file, which I will be inserting. So one of the main thing is you have to collect what are the information to be included in the flyer beforehand, so that you don't have to look around and find all those material at that time. In order to align any element, you can go to format shape and align. You can align horizontally or vertically, left, center, or right. By selecting this, your flyer will look more symmetric. So the next element is Peekaboo Education Series Part 2. Again, align to center. Also, you will see that there is a center line which will show if it's properly aligned or not. This is the same case with the horizontal also. You can see there will be a line. I didn't have this typed earlier, so I just copied from the flyer. That is why it has already taken the formatting. Next is inserting the image part for the trainers. So I selected my photo. To be sure that it's perfectly cropped, I'll select crop to aspect ratio, and this was already cropped. Next is I will select this element where the names are shown, and we will make this cutting there. In order to select that, insert, and I believe this is the one. Yes. And I'm keeping on this one. Always note that which element has to have the thing to be cut, removed, that has to be on the front. So bring it to the front, select both the elements, go to shape format, merge, and subtract. Before that, I will make a copy of this element so that I can use it for entering the text. So I selected both of these, went to the shape format, merge, and subtract. Now I have this element and the text element also. I will select this one, picture format, and the frame. And you can change the border color by going to this. Then in order to select the proper color, go to the eyedropper and select the color. Sorry, this has to be done after selecting the frame. So I select these two, format, shape format. The image should be on the front. Select the format and subtract. For some reason, it's behaving. Okay. Then I will enter the name. Select the color. Make it bold. I will group this together. Now I can use this as a template just by copying this and pasting. Then what I can do is I can go to the picture format and I can flip it horizontally. Then on this one, once you click, you will get an option to change the picture. This is very useful when you have a template made. For example, in case of a speech contest, there will be multiple speakers and you make a format, a template for a speaker's picture and his name or her name. Then you can duplicate them and change the picture for each of the speakers. Change the name. Timer, am I on time?
Yes, we are. Our time is almost finished.
Okay.
we have 1 minute.
1 minute.
Yes.
Okay, we may insert the text box and enter the date and time. Then, as I said, having a file like this, you can, instead of going and downloading, you can easily select the element required, resize it by corner, place it, and text box. Select the zoom details. You might be seeing in some places when you are copying and pasting from any Microsoft Office documents, there might be spacing between the lines. Once you right click on the text and go to paragraph, you can see that before and after. If it is 0, the text will be together. Select a color to white. Even you can give a minus value there. And I will skip this element. This was just a shape inserted and all these logos put together. Next, this is a PowerPoint. Once you save it, file, save as, workshop. And if you go to the folder, you will see that this is a PowerPoint. How do you convert into a JPG or PNG file? Go to File, Export, and change file type, and Portable Network Graphics or PNG, which is better than the standard JPG. Select it, class for the path, demo.png. Since we have only one, we made it in only one slide, we will just select just this one. If you go to the folder, you will see demo.png. If you see the presentation, we had some elements outside of the canvas, but when you export, you will not be seeing those in the image itself. One thing to note is whenever you are selecting a canvas size, it's better to have at least 6 by 6 inches size so that the quality of the image will be good. Hope the session was useful for everyone. Of course, there will be some questions. I'll be happy to answer at the Q&A session. Over to you, Toastmaster Babu.
Please give a big hand to Toastmaster Ranjit for that enlightening session. We have learned the art of crafting flyers using PowerPoint. I see many compliments in the chat box. Excellent training, nice explanation, outstanding training, etc. I also have learned a lot. Thank you. Thank you very much for that, Toastmaster Ranjit. Please share your questions in the chat box as the trainer already stated, so that we can have a further enlightening question and answer session. I have seen already 1 or 2 questions in the chat box. And if the recording can be shared, if the PowerPoint presentation can be shared in the group, it would be good. These are the suggestions I saw in the chat box. Now let us move on to the next training, second training session by Toastmaster Bindu Pillai, wherein we can learn the art of crafting flyers using Canva. She's an IT manager with Lodige Systems Middle East in the field of industrial automation for Hamad International Airport. Joined Toastmasters in 2018. She is a member of 3 clubs, a recipient of PR Champion Award in 2021. As VPPR, she was the recipient of many awards. She is a passionate PR. She is passionate in PR activities and is a PR specialist, I would like to call her. She played various roles in club, area, division and district levels and has won many awards like Best Flyer Awards, Best Newsletter Awards, etc. She conducted training for District 20 also earlier. She was the DTAC 2022 PR manager. Currently, she is the president of KEF Toastmasters Club. Let's move on to the next session by Toastmaster Bindu Pillai. Please give a big round of applause to welcome her.
Thank you, Master of Service Babu. You have given a lot of information than what I gave you. Welcome all to the Peekaboo PR Educational Series Part 2, Creating Brand Compliant Flyer in Canva. So I just want to understand from the audience, are you all BPPRs or PR managers, or just to know how to create a flyer in Canva? You can unmute and speak. Or even in chat, doesn't matter. Yes, no?
Yes, VPPR.
Yes, VPPR. Yes, VPPR.
I'm a VPPR.
Yeah, majority I can see they are from the PR background. And I've seen many experienced Toastmasters as well here who had the excuse of saying they wanted to refresh the knowledge in Canva. Anyways, welcome all of you. And I just want to know if anyone wants to create the flyer with me today. So if that is the case, please open your Canva. So the site name is, I will put it on the chat. It is www.canva.com. So if you have already a login, please log in using that credential, or you can sign up and create an ID for it. And this is on the cloud. So you can it's on the web, sorry. It's on the web and you can have it. It's a free account. You don't have to pay anything for it. There is also a professional version for Canva, but then we are not going for it. We only create in the free version. So all ready? We can start? Yes? Thumbs up? Okay. So let me just move on. Can you see the screen? Can you all see my screen? Can someone let me know? Host, can you see the screen?
Yes, yes.
Yes,
It's
yes,
great.
can see.
So you can see canva.com, right? So this is what you get when you are logged in. I have logged in as my user. So when you are logged in, this is the screen that you get. Okay. So you have home, you have a lot of things. One thing what we do is we have a lot of templates. The good thing about Canva is there's a lot of templates. You don't have to create a design of your own. You can go through to any of these templates. Or you can search for one which you want. Let's say you want to create a newsletter. There's a whole lot of templates that come on it. Okay, you can select one of them. And here comes a page for you. Okay, so if you did like this template, you can go for this, or there is another thing is you can go for any other templates. You can see here, you can on your left hand side, there'll be a lot of templates you can select. You don't have to worry about the design part. You don't have to be creative. You don't have to worry. There are a lot of templates. You just have to choose which exactly you want. Yeah. Now let's see. And Ranjit has already covered through the branding guidelines. He refreshed for you the branding guidelines. He told you about the colors, the clear space about the logo. That is very important. Okay. Just ensure that your club name doesn't come very close to the logo. Then the color, all the gradient colors. Now, how do you remember this? Have the brand manual handy with you always, or I'm also going to share a particular file with you. You all can download this. This was a PDF created by DGM Kajetan. Now he has put all these compressed into like a hand card. Okay, so you can always have this with you. Now, this is something which I also use, but over time I have these already in my mind. So let's say so this is what I've shared with you. So it has a small, it's in a card shape. If you want to print it, you can have it handy also. It gives you all the fonts, all the Canva equivalent font, what you have to use, because you don't have Gotham and Myriad Pro, which is in the brand manual in Canva. So what is the equivalent font, or what is basically used for the colors, the primary colors that are there, the accent color, the code, the hexadecimal code, because in Canva, normally you use the hexadecimal code. So all the hexadecimal code and the color names, everything is mentioned here. The gradient colors, what transparencies you can use. Okay, so single thing is handy here. So you can have this always with you. You can print and keep it as two different cards, back and front, and you can laminate and keep it as well if you're really into it. Then you can use all these codes, right? So this is also shared with you. I'll also share it in the group if needed.
Excuse me, Bindu, your voice is not clear sometimes. Is it possible to use a headset? I think when you are far away to mic, look like.
Okay. Can you hear it now clearly?
Now, okay.
So we'll kick off with how to create a design in Canva. Okay. Now, what do I do? Create a design. Okay. We have just jumped because he has already covered most of the things. All the pre-checks or everything what has to be done, he has already covered. So we kick off to how to create a design. Now, normally, as he said, the square image, what we normally do, we get it as create. If you go to the create design, you already get it as an Instagram post square. Okay, if you want an Instagram portrait, so you see a value there that is 1080 by 1080 pixel. Pixel is the smallest element, which is called a picture element. Okay, so the group of pixels together forms the image. So that's how we look into it. So we can go from Instagram post. So that's a good thing about Canva. You have all these different sizes here. You can just have to select what you want. Or if you want to go like how Ranjit had said, 7.5 inch by 7.5 inch or 7 inch by 7 inch, what do? You go to this custom size. So you open Canva, you have logged in, you open Canva, you come to the front page itself. On your right hand side, you have created a design. You select whichever design you want, or go to the custom size and select how do you want it? Do you want by pixel, by inches, by millimeter, by centimeter, anything? So we go by inches, like how he said. You can go 7.5 by 7.5, for example. Create a new design. So it opens a canvas for you.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Your voice is not clear. Excuse me, your voice is still not clear. Something wrong with your voice.
Seriously?
I think better you use a headset.
Headset.
If you have,
Okay.
Otherwise.
Yeah, I will. Yeah, I'll use it. Yeah. Now is it clear? I'll use it anyways. Okay, I won't stop from using it. Now, let me just move this down. Now, this is the flyer that we are planning to create. Okay, right? So, what happens when you have a page? Now, you have a page here. Now, what are the things that you're going to do? what are the elements that how you can use this. Onto your left, you have, I showed you some templates, right? If you want to choose any of those designs, you can choose. So Canva always gives you, based on your size of the canvas, it always suggests for you some templates. So the very first option is you click and you can take templates. You can choose if you want any particular design, you can select them and then use it. How do you use it? Just click on it. It comes onto your page. Okay. So now that is one way of using it. Another way would be, okay, the next is, now this is a blank screen anyway, okay? What are the things that we can do with this? There is, you can go to elements. Elements is where we do most of the things. So it has a lot of elements of its own. We just have to take and then change the colors as Ranjit has said. So what we do, first I want to add some shapes. So I just go search for shapes. Okay, I get a whole list of shapes, right? Select anyone. Let's say I selected this. Okay, when you select it, you have an option to change the color. You have an option to change the shape. You have an option to change the color. Okay, now color, I would say, how do you know which color it is? So you click on this, you go back to your document. Okay, I want to go for loyal blue, so it's 004165, or I want to go for true maroon, which is 772432. So what do? I go to 772432. I search for it. Okay, when I search for it, I can click on that color which has been taken from Canva. Okay, nothing is here. I just select that and then it changes to the true maroon. And there is another option in Canva free version. That is, when you go to the Canva main page, that's the home page, your home page, there is when you come down, there is an option called brand. Okay, when you click on it, you can create a brand kit. That is, you can have your brand colors. Now for free version, the only limitation is that you can add up to 3 colors. Okay, so what I do, I can give a name of, and only one palette you can add. I have already added a palette with the name TI palette. I have added, if you see the color codes, it's coming up there over text 004165 for loyal blue, true maroon, and the cool gray. I've added all of these colors. Okay, and I thought, okay, anyways, I have the handbook, I can use it. So this is how I normally do. Also, you have this true maroon, and what happens? The good thing about this is the brand kit comes here. And anything more I want to add, it goes for a professional version. It is asking me for a professional version. If you have a professional version, you can add all the colors and keep it handy here. Okay. Or the same technique what Ranjit has done, create square boxes, with all the colors, keep it in one page and you can use it everywhere. This is another way of doing it. Yeah. So these are the shapes. All what you do is go to elements, search for shapes, take anything, and then you have it here. Okay. Next is text. Let's go for text. So after uploads, you have text. You just click on the text. You have 3 formats: heading, subheading, and body text. You click on the body text. Type some text here. Can you hear me? Is it clear? Yes. Can you hear me?
Better.
Okay, good.
Yes. You can hear, but not clear. Sometimes
is it not clear?
It's okay for me.
Okay.
Yeah. How about this? How about this?
Now it's okay.
It's okay? Yeah, fine.
It is okay, actually.
So I'll just enter some text, okay? Hello. And to make it brand compliant, you have to follow the fonts. So what do? You have to, this is the font which comes when you select the text. This is the fonts which comes. So font is Open Sans Light, which is not our valid font. So as per the brand manual, they have given us alternate fonts for every font that like Gotham, Myriad Pro, they have given us alternate fonts. So what I do, I go here, let me check my hand card. So the Canva equivalent of Gotham, which is a heading, is Montserrat. Okay, so what I do, I go to this text, I select Montserrat. So Montserrat, I have a lot of options. You can go for any of them, doesn't matter. So I'll go for Montserrat Classic, for example. And then I have option to increase the font size, decrease the font size, change the color of the text.
That was just starter. What do you want now? Cornflakes?
Post, can you? So you can change the color of the text. Okay, red, yellow, doesn't matter. You can change the color of the text. You can bold it. Okay, depending on the font, you will have the features here. You can underline whatever you want. You can do. You can caps. You can make it into caps. Return. Okay, you want to center it, right align, left align. Doesn't matter. You can do it. You want to make it a bullet to text. You can do it. Now the spacing doesn't. Okay. Now spacing is when you want to have spacing between the text. Okay, so that is what you do. You go here. You can currently it is 0. The letter spacing is 0, so you can increase. You can see how the text is. You understand? So this is how you do the letter spacing. And effects is something like you can apply some shadowing effect. Okay, some lift effect, splice effect. So these are the different, I'll just change the color for you to understand clearly. Okay, splice effect, okay, different effects that you can do. And also if you want to curve text, this is what you can do. Okay, curved, normal. So all these are the various options that you have when you do this in Canva. The only thing, the good thing is, this is all visible here and you can, it's user friendly, right? Now, if you want to upload a photo, now first thing I would do is before I upload a photo, I would first go for search in the elements for a frame. Okay, so there are many frames available. See, a lot of different type of frames are available in the free version. Whichever you want, you can choose. Okay, so I go for a default frame of, let's say, circle. Okay, now into this you can add a photo. How do you add a photo? Uploads. Now I have a lot of photos here already, but then I go for upload photo. I'll show you exactly how to do. You select in your PC or wherever it is, mobile doesn't matter. Go to the place where it is, select the photo, open, so it comes up here. Okay, now this is already in your uploads. Click on it, it comes into your canvas, or you can also drag it. Okay, you can drag it into your canvas. Doesn't matter, you can do anything with it. Okay, so I'll just click on it just to show you, and then just hover it over that frame. It gets into your frame aligned. Yeah. And if I want to show create a duplicate of it, let's say. So what I do, normal Control C, Control V also will work here. If not, you select the element, and then you have a duplicate option just on top of it. Yeah, duplicate. So it duplicates the image for you, right? Always resize by the corners. Okay. Now, let's say I want to add my photo, and I have uploaded, and I have added my photo. I want to align these two images. So what do? I select one, shift, select two. I want to align it. Okay. So position, you can group it if you want. You can position it, and I'm saying I'm going to align it to the top. I'm aligning it to the middle, bottom, left, center, right, doesn't matter, top. Now I am already aligned to this. Okay. There is also a way, if you see, if I'm dragging the picture around, you can see the lines which are coming on, there are pink lines which are coming on. It also shows me in Canva how to align. And another thing which I always use in Canva is the file show rulers and file show margin. Just to see, where I am positioning my elements. Okay. Now, let's say I have all this. If you want to change the background of the picture, so you select on the canvas itself. There is some element called this, option called this, and you select the picture color. If you have it already on the blanket, you can select it, or you just type the color. So 004165. So I have the GI below it. So hopefully this is clear for you. These are the little things that we do in Canva. Okay, we take the shape, we change the color. Next, what I will show you is let me remove the color off. What I'll show you is the gradient, how to use the gradient. Okay, so I'm going again back to my elements. All my things that I need to shape is in elements. All what you upload will be in your uploads. That your picture, your video, everything will be in uploads. So I go back to my elements. I search for, let's say, square gradient. Okay, I have a couple of them. Not every gradient is customizable. Okay, in Canva free version. So let's say this is a customizable version. You see, it is like, top to bottom gradient. It is having 3 colors. Okay, so I can use it as my radial gradient. Now, radial gradient, the color code where? Does anyone remember the do you have it handy? How do you go to the radial gradient? So you know it is deep maroon and rich maroon. So deep maroon was 3B0104, right? So I'll give the first one I'll select 3B0104. I have it. Okay. The second one I will select. So that was 781327. So 781327. I have the second one. And the last one is the same as the deep maroon. So it was already here. Okay, so I have the maroon gradient already, which is a radial gradient. Okay, so this is how we create gradients in Canva. Now let's move ahead to the design, which was already created by Gayatri. So I had a tough time, on this creating it in Canva because most of the PowerPoint options are not readily available, like subtraction and all what he said is not readily available. You can do some tweaks for it. Okay, so let's try to create this. Are you all with me? Are you all creating with me or not? If anyone is creating, just have a new canvas and then do. And how do you create? Let's say you have, this was the one which I was working on. Okay, I don't want to touch this. I want to create a new one. On top of the canvas itself, we have something called duplicate page. Okay, so I can create a duplicate page. I'm not touching on the earlier one. I'm working on the duplicate page. Another option is you want to delete it, you can delete the page. Okay, another option is, let's say, I position the photos correctly. I don't want to change the alignment of it or anything like that. I can group it and keep it as is. Okay, and also I can lock it. Now, how do I lock? This grouping, I don't want to change at all. I select this, go for it. There's a lock system here, lock it. So you won't be able, you can move all the other elements except this. I cannot move it. So I've positioned it correctly. So this will greatly help when you're working on elements on top and on top and back. Okay? And let's say I want to have I want to bring this element behind. First, let me unlock. Okay. Behind my picture. So what I do, I position it correctly over it, and when you do a right click on it, you have an option send to back or send backward. Okay, so send backward sends one layer each, one element each. Okay, so I have only one element, so just come correctly, but I want to position it exactly. So what do? Select the main element, the first element. I select let me ungroup this. I'll select my photo, I'll select the other photo, position, then I can say align to center and align to the middle. So it positions it in the middle and in the center of any element. So this is another way of doing it. Okay. Let's say you have seen many things like I'll create a duplicate of this. Okay. I've created one duplicate. If you see when I'm trying to position it, the horizontal and the vertical lines come, so I know it is aligned properly. Okay. Now I want to create a yellow border on top of it. There are many options available in Canva. I'm just showing you one different one. Okay. I'll take it through the sides. Okay, I've enlarged it through the sides, and then I'll change the color of this to, let's say, yellow. I take this backward, and I want to. This is how you see some sheets, right? With picture and a border on one side border. So I can play with the yellow border. I can have it on the center exactly, I can, have it on one side. Doesn't matter, however you want it. So this is how you get such shapes. So this is how you play with shapes and, back, forward, however you want. And this is all about it. If you know these basics, then you know Canva. That's it, right? Now we are going to create this flyer for you today. So how do we start? Same thing, create, a page. I'm also going to create a new page. So all I need to do is add page here. This is easy for me so that I can copy the text. I won't waste my time. So this is a blank page. We will start with the very first one. Let's say we have any of these, logo, whatever it is. So how do you download a logo? You know where the logos are? Where do you get the logos? Anyone can unmute and say?
Here my website.
Yeah, clear?
Website.
Website, where do you go? So you go to
Go to resources.
Resources, you go to the brand portal.
Brand portal. Yes.
Excellent. Brand portal, and then on your left, you have logo and design elements. You have all these logos, word marks, lookups, everything here, pathways, travel club, everything here. All you need to do is select.
You can share the link, it would be better.
Yeah, sure. I will do that. Yeah, I will do that. You have the Toastmasters logo, right click, save image as, save it onto your desktop, like wherever you want to save it. Okay. So what I do, I normally have a folder, okay, with all these in different folders. So I know I have everything handy with me, right? Okay. Now for your ease, what I'll do is I'll just show you how to upload and everything. Upload file, same as how you uploaded Ranjit's photo. I'm just taking the logo, open. So it comes here. Onto my page, I place the logo. Okay. Now, as Ranjit said, please do not, elongate by the sides. Only use the corners to reduce it. Okay. Okay. And then I position it in, let's say, and give a good clear space around the logo. That is very, very important. Okay. So I positioned the logo correctly. Next is a couple of elements that we have used. Let's say this. I couldn't get exactly like how it's so feasible in PowerPoint. So what I did, I have I was researching yesterday for some kind of elements which I can use. I use this one. Okay, so I go to my canvas. I took this. It comes here. I selected the color. So I have my. Okay. I don't want it. I kept it like this. I dragged it. Here you go. Right. Same thing. I take it. I copy. Okay. I make another copy of it. What I did. There is an option to rotate it. See, and when it comes to 99, exactly 90 degrees, I know it is straight. And then bring it to the corner, right? That's it. So same thing, I want to have it on the other corner. So I make a copy again. Change the color to our true maroon, right? Rotate it. Okay. I know when it is minus 90 degrees, it is exactly the straight line. I bring it down. Clear? Again, copy, paste, drag it down, change the color. Now I need to flip this. Okay. And that's it. The corners are also set. Okay. Now what did he do? Now the next element that he had was, okay, let's go for these blue gradient and the yellow combination. Okay. So we can go for, let's say, this is a 2-color gradient. Now the first color I will change to It is it will always a true maroon, sorry, royal blue. So I'll change to royal blue. The next color in the gradient is, anyone knows, 006094. So it is here. I have it. What I do, and then I just select any element, and what you can also do is you can tilt it a bit. It's not so much. Now what happened? My maroon gradients have gone, right? What happened to it? So what do? I right click on this, send to back. When I send to back, it goes all the way, all the layers, the 2 layers which were created, all the layers back. Okay. The same thing I want to do again, but this time I want to make it yellow. But sorry, this one's here. This one was a plain yellow accent color, right? So I'll go for a normal square, right? And I change the color to yellow. Yellow, the color is, anyone knows? F2DF74. I have it. Okay, again, all the way back, send to back. Clear? This is how you play with colors and the positioning of the elements. Now, next is, okay, this particular element. So this is again easy. I have the elements. And something like this. Okay, so I'll use it. I think there's a maroon color for this, so I'll go ahead for the maroon color. See, some of the Canva elements you cannot elongate over the sides. Okay, only some sides it's available. So you get a notification which when you know how to do it. If you see this, then you know you can elongate only through that. Okay, so I position it correctly, and also he had one more yellow, so I make it duplicate, and then change the color to yellow. Have it onto the back, and then just position it. What you can do, you can also pick the element and then use your mouse, the arrow keys as well on your keyboard. To slightly position it, you can also use that. This is how we do, right? So you want the text, go to the text. Type in, it was 26th August 2022. Now you have to change the font, don't forget. So this font, let's say I'm going for Montserrat Classic. I have to change the color to yellow and then position it correctly. So this is also done. Clear? I'll take the text again. To save time, I'll just copy the text from here. Okay. My font is not correct. So there's another way of copying the font. Okay. I can copy, if you have already created a flyer, you can copy this element as such. Control-C, Control-V onto your flyer as well. So this gives you the exact font correctly. Or what you want to do, what you can also do is you select this. You see this copy style. Now you select the one which you want. You have the copy style and then put it here. This also works. Okay, so this is another way of doing things. But anyways, I'll just go back. Okay, now in this I use the Source Sans Pro. Now Source Sans Pro is the equivalent of your Myriad Pro. font, which is used for headings and subheadings and body text. Okay, very true. So I go for Canva equivalent as Source Sans Pro, which is also mentioned in the brand manual. So Source Sans, while I said I have it, it is not, it is this. I reduce the text size to what I want. Okay, and if you want to make it bold, doesn't matter. Maroon color, yeah, and then you have it. Yeah, so this is how we do. Now, next is I can copy the same text up. I want to make it district 116, so district 116. But again, I have to correct the font. It should be Montserrat because it's a heading. And I'll go back to Montserrat. So let's say I put it extra bold. I don't want italics, okay, but I want to increase in size. When you keep your text, always ensure that it doesn't come around your clear space area. Okay, so bring it a bit below, doesn't matter. Next, I'll go for it is a frame. Okay, next is a frame. I'll go for a frame. So we have frames. Again, I'll go for elements. Frames with border. This is easier way to take the select the element. Okay, so I have it. I push it. Okay, I will change the color of the border to. If it is customizable, it always comes on to the side of when you select the element. So you select it. You have changed the color of the border, right? All you need is to put the picture in it. So I will make sure that. Okay, so one is also there, and when I move it itself, it will give me lines where to align. If not, you don't have to worry. You select both of them, position. On center, it was middle. Middle is already done. That is why you find it disabled. Okay, so I have it already there. Then all I need to do is I already have the pictures as well. I just drag it to the different ones. Now to remove the background. In the free version, it is not an option. So you go use the same option what Ranjit has said, the remove.bg. You go to remove.bg. What you do is you go to workshop. To do my usual way of doing, I just okay, I have my folder. What I just do is I just drag the picture to the remove.bg site. Okay, and it's clear, and you see the background is already removed, and then just download. Okay, so this is another way of doing it. So I'm not changing the picture for now because I don't have much time. So this is where it is. Now it's a bit tricky what he has done. We don't have all these subtract minus options in Canva. So what I did is I took to ensure that I get the same option. Okay, I took an element which is square with border. This is what I've taken. I am I've taken a generic one and then try to place it like this. Okay, exactly how he has positioned, right? So this is a normal rectangle, and then the color is maroon. I've placed it like this. I created one more of this, okay, and positioned it to. I made it. I can adjust it accordingly, and then so now I have to clear out this part above. So I made the same procedure. So you get almost an effect of what he has done. Right? This is what I did to create it similarly. This is not required. All these are not required, but then this is just a way to show you how we can have the same effect what we have created there. So this is something which I have done, and then the normal. Again, these kind of text, what he had, if you see the pointed, rounded rectangle only diagonally, such kind of elements are not readily available. You have to make it in this way. So how I showed you. So what I did for making that, I created this normal rounded rectangle. Okay, I reduced the size of it. Noted. Okay. Change the color because this color comes by default to this. Okay, change the color. This color is already the same, and you have the text on top of it. Now to make that same shape, because if you see the shape of the flyer was something formed, it's like a square, right? So what I did, I got the same square, had the same so you get this looks appears a square, and then have this also. And all these are not required. I'm just saying how to make the flyer exactly in the same way. So I have the same shape as how he has created, almost the same shape. Now, what should I do not to ensure that this doesn't get real? I mean, distorted. I select all these, okay, and group it so that when it moves together and it doesn't create an issue for me. Now, what I do, I can select all of them and lock it. So this doesn't move at all. Yeah. So this is what I did. Now, all what we need to do is take the text, place it on top of this, change to, let's say, change the color to yellow. Okay, I type. And position it correctly. And if you want to position this, almost it gives you like this. So this is how I created this particular element. Okay, and PowerPoint. You can just add one more text. And one thing which I would like to show you is, let's say you have Venture and let's say PowerPoint. Now, again, you have the space between. What do? You select this, you go to the same one where you did the letter spacing, and you can reduce the line spacing. See, you can reduce the line spacing. And it will be aligned. And if you want, you can also in the same text have the second line, select the second line, and then you can reduce the sizing of it without impacting the size of the first line of the text. I'll just increase the size a bit. Okay, this is something which you can do. Also, if you want to give a bit more letter spacing for the entire thing, you can do on the entire object as well. or on the individual object. So this is all the activities that you can do on a text level. The same thing, we will replicate it for the this again we'll have to do the reverse way. That's it. Now I will concentrate on things that he didn't really do, which is one of the follow us on where to get these elements. Okay, so these elements are also readily available in Canva. Now what you need to do is on the elements you have, let's say YouTube. You just select YouTube, and I want it round, so YouTube round. You have it here. Okay, so just select YouTube round, be on the canvas you are, and then select that. You get it like this. You can change the color of the border, whatever it is. Okay, and reduce it to this. So this is how he did, but he had another white element here. So let me go for something similar. Let's say this. Let me use this. This is the closest I could get. So I positioned it correctly. I'll change it to white. Okay. Have this on. Now what has happened? This element is on top. That's why you cannot see the other one. So right click, send backward. So you have your YouTube icon. Okay. Now if you want your next icons, let's say Facebook, same thing, change to maroon. Have that. Next you change to elements to Twitter. Have that. So this is all what we do. And once you create a flyer with, let's say I'll limit it to this now. Once you create a flyer with all this, okay, you can first, what I do is I position it, I make sure that this horizontally aligned, this is all done, then I group it. And each time I create a new flyer, I copy this and put it into each of those flyers. So I don't change it. Once it is done, it is always there. That's what we do. And you have the zoom icon. Okay, again, you don't have to worry. You can use a zoom which is already available. You can use any one except for the ones which shows that pro. Now that is not available in the free version. You cannot use it. But go ahead for anything else. Doesn't matter. Even this just should be fine. And always, you don't have to change the color of these to these. Okay, it is not mandatory. You can have the icons of the social media as is. Doesn't matter. Only thing is, if you just ensure that you have the good contrast, that is fine. So you have Zoom. Now, same thing, meeting ID, text, everything is easy. Now we know what it needs to be done. Meeting ID, 6777888. Have it. Always ensure that contrast is maintained. That is very important. When you have the background blue, ensure that your text is either in white, yellow, something which is easier to understand. So better would be, and the option would be white. So I give white. Now white, if you cannot find here, normally you will find it. If you don't know, then the color code of white is all F, 6F, okay, F. Okay, then you get white. And for black, 000000. So that is black. Okay. So if you want any of them, you can use it. Now you have your meeting ID in the same one, enter passcode. Okay. So you have it here, you can position it. So this is how you create. Now, in these, the elements, I think only the text, only the date flyer is, everything is there. And once you have a flyer created, you can always copy the same and put it onto the, it'll come exactly in the same position of the next flyer. So that is another beauty. Now, if you want to reduce the lines of these two line spacing, what do? You go to this, reduce the line spacing. and then reduce the text size, position it correctly, have the zoom icon also aligned next to it. Now, if you want to make both of them middle, select both of them, position middle. So it aligns to the middle of it. So this is how you do. Anything particular that you want me to show here? Because the rest is all in terms of just copying the text and placing it there. So is there anything particular that you want me to show? Then I will show it immediately. And there is one good thing that you want to play with, like you can select a lot of icons together, and then okay, this is long. Sorry. Okay. You can select a group of icons and then move anywhere. Okay, so this is one way of doing it. Just drag through all the elements that you want and then group it, move it. And you don't want to touch these because you have already created. Select all of them, group, lock. Then it won't be moving inside. Okay, so these are some of the things that could be done. You want to have some effects on this. Yes, shadow. You can have a shadow text. So anything else that you would want to know? Unmute and speak. I will just show you immediately. Because the rest is only the text.
Is there any guidelines to be followed for effects, or is it allowed to use any effects?
You can use effects not on the logo. Please don't touch the logo or the word mark or any of the logos, pathways, anything. But apart from that text, anything can be used.
Okay, thank you.
Because your base thing is, base is only only the color is made there. Color and the font. The rest effects, whatever you give is okay. Anything else?
Any default template available, Bindu? It's for this. Any default templates available in the case of we want to do urgently? Like means all the templates are they given in Canva. Like that, Toastmaster, we have any templates?
We don't have. We can create some templates for you.
Amazing, amazing.
Yeah, and also I've seen even District 121 also they had a couple of templates created last year in their website. We can also take those and change it to 116 and then just use it. There's nothing wrong.
Yeah, in the last moment only we'll have a requirements, right? So if you want for the contest or for some other purpose, if you want to create urgently, we cannot. Some PR people are not involved. If some the basic knowledge like this we have in templates, we can just modify simply and do that. So like
correct.
Yeah.
We can yes, we can do that. Yes.
Thank you.
PR team, yes, they can create any simple template, and then all you need to do is drag the photo, change the name, and then display. Yeah, this is fine. This is okay.
I have a request if you can do flyer as well as even small virtual background.
A virtual background, right? Yes. Virtual background, all what you need to know is, in Zoom, or just create with 1920 by 1080, the size of it, then that happens. But I can create all what you need to do.
Few and share in the group if you can do that, please.
Yeah, sure. Will do.
This talk is being recorded. Can it be shared?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, please. Thank you.
Yeah. So this is the size that we follow. That is 1920 by 1080. Then you get a proper, without any issues. You get so same thing. You get a blank canvas. You create from the scratch. Normally, what I do is I'll also share, a couple of gradients which DTM Kajetan had created, which is free for upload. I'll show you that as well. He had created a lot of gradients which you can just upload just like that. Let's say I want a cool gray gradient. So he has given in many sizes and shapes. So I can just use one of them. Let's say A4 size. I'll use this. Set image as background. So it just fills the background. Okay. So this, I'm just showing you a basic virtual background. No? This is done already. Yeah. Text. I have the text. Just check one side. Now this I'll go for Montserrat, extra bold, pull that down, reduce the size, position it correctly. Always clear spaces. Now, this is most important, clear spaces, ensured. What you want to, let's say, I'll take it from, because I already have the flyer, but VB is already ready. You don't need anything more, right? And make sure when you have VB, the middle part is free so that when you sit, you can clearly see this. And how do you download? Easy way, share, download. Again, you have options: JPG, PNG, PDF standard, PDF print, whatever you want. You can, you can save it as. Doesn't matter. The best option would be PNG for good quality. If it's just for sharing, go for JPG. Okay. Otherwise, you go for PNG. It gives you a good quality. Now, if you want to send something for printing, okay, then you always go for PDF print. Then that gives you more. But if you have a professional version, then you have a lot of other options like CMYK, all those pattern, PDF, all those options are there where you can go and download. But all these are just enough. And another thing which I would like to show you is, let's say you created something and you want to have it in the PowerPoint format. So what you can also do is share. You come down, okay, share. You have options share on social media, all those options. But when you click more, you come down, you have an option called Microsoft PowerPoint. Okay. You select Microsoft PowerPoint. Do you want all the pages? You want selected pages? Doesn't matter. Okay. I'm just saying I don't want all the pages. I just want the first two, one which I created now, 4, done. Download. Okay. So it is downloading as PPT in PowerPoint. All I need to do is go to my downloads folder. It has already come here. Select. It's taking a while. So you have all your design here in this format as well. Okay. Have it in PowerPoint as well.
Bindu, is it on your other screen?
Yeah. You cannot see?
On your, no.
How come I shared this window, right? Okay. Okay. Can you see this? Now this comes as a PowerPoint.
Yeah.
This is a PowerPoint. I can change the order. Exactly what you created there has come. So this is also one way you can do. Come all the way from Canva to PowerPoint. So this is also possible. Then if you want, you can present it directly from here, like a slideshow. If you want, you can present it directly. With a PowerPoint presentation, you can do this as well. Show the options. You can share it with someone. Now, this is something which I do when I create a copy. So I can say anyone with the link can edit, can come and can view, doesn't matter, can edit, and I copy the link and give you, then you are all able to change this. Okay. Or if I would, if you want restricted people to access, only people added. Then you should have some, and I can share it. I can set it over the, let's say, add people. If your names are there, then I can just give the Gmail address or the login account, and then this can be shared with each one of you. This is what we normally do. You want to share on social media, you can share. But the scheduling fact is that option is like an add-on. That is only for the professional version. That's it. But free version is just enough for the base flyers. No issues at all. Only thing is remove background. All these options are readily available in the professional version. So with this free version, you can create, such a flyer. So what more do you need? Only thing what you need to verify is we have been seeing your flyers. The only thing which I see is this logo. One is disproportionate logo. Second is no clear space around it. You always keep your club name very close to the logo. That is something which is not right. So now you know where to position it, how free space. And also don't position anything on, position a logo on top of some other element. Better would be to leave it in a secure place. The best position is this, the top left corner. And if we have a corporate logo like Doha Bank or anything, what do? You have that logo. You can also keep good spacing around. Then let's say this is a one. You have a good spacing around. You can have it. And another thing which I missed to tell you is some photos. Some photos they might be looking forward. Some might be sideways. Okay, let's say I have one with Ranjit is looking forward, whereas I am looking sideways. Right. So most of the cases, this would be like the photo would be like this, looking on the other side or something. So if you want to align it properly, you always have an option called flip. Flip horizontal, then you can keep flipping and have it. And let's say my photo is like more, I can see more of my body, whereas Ranjit is only onto the head. So what I do, I can double click on this frame, through the corners, extend it, drag it in position.
You can't see.
You can't see.
No, we can't see the moving.
Okay.
And the time also, please check the time also.
Yeah. Okay. I'm done with my presentation. Okay. Now this is you select. Let's say I'm telling you about this. Okay. This photo is filled into the figure. Okay. This is a photo that he has provided. Now mine is like I can see more of my. I want to enlarge this. So what I do, I just double click, expand, and then have it aligned. So the faces also look equal in the picture rather than one small, one big. This will be aligned. So this is something which we can do. I am done with my session. Thank you so much. If there are any questions, please, for both of us. I'm sure there'll be a lot of questions for PowerPoint, but then yes. And anything that you all want, please feel free to ping. I will. We have for a beginners, we have a group. If you want, we can add you there. So any clarifications you want, we can do it. Thank you so much. Back to you, MC. You mute.
Yeah. Please give a very big round of applause to Toastmaster Bindu Pillai for that wonderful session. We have learned the art of creating flyers using Canva also now. So whichever you are comfortable in, we can use that PowerPoint or Canva, whichever we are comfortable in. Now we have already covered the question and answer session time. So either we can share the question in the chat box or you can raise the hand, but we will proceed to adjourn the meeting because let us stick on to the timing and then we will come back, and then if any more questions are there, as long as the trainers are available, we will be able to have all the questions answered. That's what I believe. So let us move on to the thank you note by the District PR Manager, Distinguished Toastmaster Noruddin, a man with a plan. Please give a big round of applause to invite him.
Thank you, Master of Ceremonies, for inviting me. So many of you might have seen a particular word, peekaboo. I get messages in WhatsApp. What is this peekaboo? People with small children, they know that peekaboo is actually a hide and seek game. So children, they play peekaboo, and they play with their parents and siblings. So I use this word. I got it from my children, of course, but I use this word for my activities this year because I want to bring out whatever is not visible in our district. So I want to bring it out and make it visible. That's why I use this word peekaboo. And I use it as an abbreviation also. PKABU, P for publicity, K for communication, and BU for branding. So these are actually the 3 activities which every VPPR or PRMs should do in their role. You know, as if you read district handbook or club leadership handbook, you will find these 3 activities as the primary role of any PR person. Publicity is something which your club activities or district or area division activities, you need to publicize it. Communication is whatever activities which comes up, you need to communicate internally. And branding, of course, is very much important in Toastmasters. So when it comes to publicity, communication, flyers plays an important element. It's a very popular tool in our district nowadays. We find we get up in the morning and we find a lot of flyers in various WhatsApp groups. So it's important to learn to make flyers, not only for PPRMs, but for others also. So just imagine your PRM or VPPR is on vacation or is hospitalized or is busy, and you want to release a flyer for your club activities. So VP education, VP membership, or presidents, I would recommend you also to learn to make flyers. It's very easy and it makes life of everyone very easy. And you can use in your personal life also. Now, when you are making flyers, so like many of our trainers were showing in their demo, you can try to create logos, you can try to create PPTs, you can try to create virtual backgrounds. All those things can be done in using this various tools like Canva with PowerPoint and all. I thank 2 prominent trainers in our district or in-house, trainers. They are multi-talented people. They are not only PR professionals. They have proven their skills as VP education, president, and many other roles. Our trainers, Toastmaster Ranjit Sukumaran, who gave a wonderful presentation on creating a flyer by using PowerPoint. You were calm, clear, but very much detailed, and it was very useful. Thank you, Toastmaster Ranjit. Let's give him a round of applause. And our second trainer, Toastmaster Bindu, you were also very much detailed and very much informative. You have a lot of information within you. I believe we should give another an hour to her, and she will come out with a lot of things which we don't know. Thank you very much, Bindu, once again, and let's give a round of applause to her. Thank you to our district IT manager, Toastmaster Sampath Samarshekaran, and he was the man behind this event. He created the Zoom platform for us, and that did an important task. Thank you, timer, Rajit Kumar. You were fantastic in your job today. Please give both of them a round of applause. Thank you, District Administration Manager, for welcoming the session, and District Director for opening the meeting. And last but not the least, our enthusiastic Master of Ceremonies for conducting this event very well, Toastmaster Babu. You did your job well. Let's give all 3 of them a round of applause. But without the audience, we couldn't have done this event, that much successfully. So I must thank all the audience. I think we had around more than 60 people attending this meeting today on a Friday morning, which is amazing. I thank all of you for attending this important session. I hope you all learned a lot, and it's very important that you create flyers, but at the same time, you publicize it in various club pages as well. So with this, I close this session. Now the platform will be open for informal discussions if required.
Good morning, Toastmasters. With the permission of Toastmaster Nuruddin, may I announce that Division A is having another training in the afternoon, 4 to 6 o'clock, double training, double impact. I will just share the flyer with you. Okay, it has been disabled. If somebody can enable the share screen. It's about how to present moments of truth in clubs. It's not presenting moments of truth, but how to present. So it's for the ADs, for the club trios to know what is there in this very important module, Moments of Truth. And the second training is about membership building, which will be conducted by DTM Abhijit Kwalekar. And he will be presenting a case study, and it will be totally interactive session wherein all the VPMs, all the club leaders can put in their questions and we will be answering them. So it is going to be a training for tuned to adult learners, and we are going to have an interactive session. It is where every one of you can participate and learn much more by asking questions, getting your questions answered, and having case studies in the training. So if I have got the screen sharing, right, so I'll just share the flyer with all of you. Can you see this flyer?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
So it's from 4 o'clock. You can log in a little early, maybe 10 minutes early. We will call to order at 4 o'clock and we will begin at 4 o'clock, and hope to see you all there. And please convey it in your clubs also, with your club XComs. It will be very helpful for improving club quality and getting new members. We have the Smedley in front of us. Let's have all the clubs getting Smedley. Right? Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, distinguished Toastmaster Nilofer.
Thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster Nuruddin, for giving me this opportunity. Thank you so much.
Thank you. If anybody else wants to say anything, or ask any questions.
Any more question if anybody has?
Shall we go for a photo session? Shall we go for a photo session before people?
Yes, we can. So I request everyone to switch on their cameras if you're comfortable with it.
Shaji Koshi, how are you? Long time.
Okay, at the count of 3, I will take a photo, screenshot. 1, 2, 3. I will go other page.
Yeah.
Right, thank you.